Hello. I was a federal worker who had 1 month left of her probationary period, and today I was told that I will be terminated at some point this week. I'm utterly devastated. I'm confused because my recent performance evaluation was exceptional and I got upwards of $1,500 as a bonus because my performance was so good. And this was my dream job, and it's just being taken away by an administration who doesn't care about science. It doesn't care about people who might be homeless with their dog now. They don't care about our species that we're trying to conserve. That's exactly what my job was doing. It was just to assess habitat conservation for species for a 55-year habitat conservation plan. We should all be so mad right now. We should all be crying like this because I'm just devastated.
All I have to say is this. If they did a performance evaluation in a good way, that doesn't mean you don't get fired, because usually people get fired because the system is not sustainable. So if it was sustainable because it was getting government funding, just because, I can understand. But the government isn't supposed to fund you just because you think something is important. So the whole idea that it might have been a dream job, my apologies, but hey, those things happen. I had a bad performance evaluation and they said you might get fired, but the business is doing good. If you don't get better, you will get fired.
One of the reasons DC is so gross is because it seems to be a town that is completely subsidized by the United States taxpayer, okay? Let me give you an example. We all know the USAID scandal, which basically rocked America when we found out that hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars of US taxpayer money was basically being funneled to a global network of these NGOs, these pseudo nonprofits, etc. Now I want to take it down another level. Say you're some talentless person that, just has some degree, but is very well connected, and you can get appointed as the executive director of one of these NGOs or one of these nonprofits and make about $300,000 to $500,000 a year. Not bad, right? Look at some of the salaries these people are making. Now imagine you're doing that for 3, 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 years, right? Now imagine your wife was able to get the same position at yet another do-nothing nonprofit that was funded entirely by the United States taxpayer. You're looking at a $500,000 to $800,000 plus annual income funded totally by the United States taxpayer. So when you look at these townhouses and these beautiful condos and all of these things, and you imagine who is paying for these $3 to $5 million townhomes? Who can afford this? Well, number one, it's you, the United States taxpayer, that is paying for all of these things. That is why we're hearing so much screeching from the left, because their money laundering operation is being put to an end.
That's the issue. A lot of these things can't exist if somebody ain't paying for it. And guess what? Taxpayers are paying for a lot of things that they have no idea about. And once you want to stop, but we care about these people, we build this NGO. I'm like, okay, and who is helping you there? Well, you're paying me.
Right.
You're like, what? Like, you are living gangster rich because I'm paying you for something I never decided about.
That's a damn shame.
But then you tax me even more because you're telling me that your job is way more important than mine.
Okay.
You didn't care about this, lady.
Marlene, why are you leaving the school today?
I was told that I didn't have the vaccine and I didn't comply to rapid testing, so my day is short.
How long have you worked at this school for?
More years.
Because you were a teacher and now you stick around because you love the kids so much.
I do.
And what school district is this?
Black Gold, and I have enjoyed every minute of the kids, every minute.
You can say you've worked here for 20, 30 plus years?
30 plus, getting close to 35. But,
And guess what? I can empathize with both tiers. But the difference is, one, I know I'm paying for it. Venga, dilo. Remember to subscribe.
Remember to subscribe? ¿Por qué?
Are you hoping to ever return to a job in the federal government or not after this?
I wouldn't do it until, some things have changed, because right now it's a lack of stability. And then also, the emotional impact to me, this really feels like a betrayal in some sense, and that they didn't consider how this impacts people, and especially the 30% of the federal workforce that have served on active duty.
Tell us more about how it feels like a betrayal.
I mean, it comes down to what I've already said. I served my country for 11 years, 9 of them on active duty. I deployed twice. I spent so much time away from my family. Oh no, I was gone when my mom passed away, and I missed that, to serve my country, and I was excited to continue serving in this capacity, and they not only tore that out from under my feet, but couldn't even just grant me a layoff and instead place the blame on me, that it was my performance, and I've gotten nothing but positive reviews on that. So I feel very much like the message is that my service is valued. They don't care about how this impacts me or people like me, and to me it's inhumane. It feels like they're ignoring our personhood and not respecting us as human beings or as American citizens.
I'm so sorry you had to miss that with your mom. I've lost my mom, and to not be there at the bedside is just, I'm so sorry. And you were serving your country at the time, and you said you were proud of that, and now you feel betrayed. Chelsea Milburn, thank you for coming on and sharing your story. I think it's really important to understand the human side of all of this rather than just talking about it. So thank you for helping us better understand that.
If I have to be honest, I don't understand why people are trying to make it like an empathetic battle. I think it's a job, and the job is a lion, and the lion is hunting you. And when you're running, you don't have to run faster than the lion. You need to run faster than the other person.
Why did you leave me?
So if you're not better than the other people there, I don't think empathy should decide who keeps the job. I think the person that can stay is the person that helps for the job to exist. Because by their standard, they want empathy to help them keep the job. And if the business is going poof, oh, we're just going to get federal government to subsidize it and maintain it, because out of empathy, you have the right to keep that job.
Really?
I think it's so important for American people to understand what's happening. Their government, their watchdog agencies, the people who go to work every day to fight for them are being fired illegally in what is just a wholesale dismantling of entire agencies.
Now, you're a lawyer, and you know firsthand that a lot of this is happening illegally. Explain what we're missing here and how this can happen if indeed what is happening is illegal.
It's a great question, Kira. Civil servants have a lot of protections under the law, and we're only supposed to be fired if our performance falls short on the job. So what has happened is that the administration has fired us. We call it layoffs sometimes, but that's not what it is. It's an illegal firing. And, it's just not credible to say that thousands of people were determined to fall short of expectations. I mean, literally every probationary employee at my agency was fired. It can't be that we all fell short.
So what can you do now? Can you do anything now? Are you going to do anything now?
Of course. My colleagues and I are fighting back. Our union is already in court. They've brought a couple of cases that I think we'll see action in the next few weeks. And, all I can say is that Elon Musk and the president picked the wrong bunch of lawyers.
You all were fired together because you came together. That might mean when they hired you, maybe you didn't bring enough money to maintain it, or you never went there for that reason. And maybe they fired you because they know there was no profit in keeping you. That makes sense.
Don't get me wrong, ako sa kita bong puta fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam turlo keta verdeta welcome.